Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Ruel. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect, the hopeful elect out there, scattered around the four corners of the earth. There's like foreigners, and to the Akwaf that listen to learn to you, I say Shalom. To the Akim out there, the men out there, the brothers out there that are pushing, laboring out there on the highways and byways in truth and sincerity to you, I say Shalom. This is going to be a quick video, or, hopefully I make the video quick, but basically I want to give a quick news report. I said quick way too many times, but really I want to give a really, really short news report about what's going on. As you can see, today's date is April 9th, 2021, 7:30 p.m. I was supposed to do this video yesterday, but I kind of slacked off. Yeah, I'll admit I slacked off. I'm not perfect. Say I don't really want to do a lesson that day, so I say, what, forget. But now I feel like doing a lesson because the Spirit's on me, and as you can see here, I have a lot of tabs open. So, as you can see here on the headlines, Biden calls for a ban on assault weapons, high-capacity magazines. Okay, and this has been talked about, made by Alex Ganitano, probably an Italian, because Italians have those kind of names. This article was made yesterday, April 8th, and around 12:46 p.m. You can see this little speech here. If I want, I could just play a little clip of that.
President Biden on Thursday called for Congress to pass an assault weapon ban and a ban on high-capacity magazines in outlining his request for Congress on gun control policy. Biden said in the Rose Garden, quote, "There's no reason someone needs a weapon of war with 100 rounds, 100 bullets that can be fired from that weapon. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that." He mentioned that Congress passed a 10-year ban.
Uh, I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or what.
Ban on assault weapons in 1994 under President Clinton when Biden served in the Senate. It expired in 2004.
Said you recently weighed in here.
So that's pretty much interesting. Now I will say this: the reason why my laptop is kind of having issues is because it's running on the i3 processor, which is really not good. And the RAM can also be upgraded as well. But anyways, besides that, what I will say about this whole gun control issues is it's really not the guns that are the problem, because as you can see from the videos I've uploaded on my channel for the past few days, and probably even re-uploads, well, Esau has a thing where he likes to call the Manchurian. Okay, these are soldiers that are activated. Okay, at any given moment or time to go out and carry a vicious crime. One good example is what's called that Capitol fiasco that happened a couple days ago, where a guy ran into a barricade. I think he killed an officer and then he died at the scene, or he died. He got hit. He was critically injured and then he died in the hospital. If you read the news article from RT, they perfectly said that this guy, no, not this guy, but that he was claiming to be targeted by the FBI and the CIA. You know, and a lot of people did not see that article, man. A lot of people did not see that article. See, once you come to find out about most modern people, Americans, is that they don't read, they don't do their research. Okay, a lot of Americans, they don't do their research. They like to receive the information spoon fed to them. If you repeat a lie multiple times, it becomes the truth. That's what one of the I believe that's a quote, but I don't know about who. This guy, I don't want to open too many tabs because my shit might lag, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, you can already see it's lagging a little bit. I need to upgrade my laptop, but besides the point. A lie A lie repeated becomes the truth. Who said that? Was it President Nelson? Was it really him? Let me do this. American people believe anything. I forgot who said that. I think it was Well, yeah, it was Nixon. I thought it was Roosevelt. This is what he said, a famous quote. Richard M. Nixon. He said that American people don't believe anything until they see it on television. Ain't that the truth, man? People really believe that South, oh, not the South, but what's that place that was it in Michigan? Somewhere up there, they really believed that a shooting happened when I showed the video, and there was no blood on the scene. Basically, the guy that was in front of the store, one of the store owners, he was in front of the store while a shooting was taking place, and then that's when he started running off the scene. You know, that thing was all but a big hoax. Nobody died, no blood on the scene. It was just all a big hoax, man. You know, and a lot of people truly fucking believe that people died. That it was actually it was nothing but a stage event. And I went deep and I exposed the video. And they fortunately on my second channel, they wiped my channel out. They deleted it. You know, very unfortunate. But it is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna cry about it. I did cry a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I built that channel up for some time. I was about to say Nixon. President Biden on Thursday called for Congress to, oh God, I hate these ads, to pass an assault weapon ban, which there's no such thing as an assault weapon. That's one thing that's wrong. You either have rifles, shotguns, uh, handguns, and then you got the sniper rifles. There's no such thing as an assault weapon. You got rifles, okay, high power rifles, but there's no such thing as an assault weapon. And a ban on high capacity magazines, and outlining his request for Congress on gun control policy. There's no reason someone needs a weapon of war with 100 rounds, 100 bullets that can be fired from that weapon. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. Yeah, people do, the reason why a lot of people have all these type of ammos is because they're worried about the government becoming a tyrannical government, So you want to use that to defend their constitution, their Bill of Rights, yada yada yada. You know the usual script that these right wing people say, Which I'm not in any of that left or right. I think both of it is bullshit. But if you ask me from a carnal worldly view, I would say that the Republicans make more sense than the Democrats. But hey, that's just my opinion. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. Biden said in the Rose Garden. He mentioned that Congress passed a 10-year ban on assault weapons in 1994 under President Clinton when Biden served in the Senate. It expired in 2004. For the 10 years we had it done, the number of mass shootings actually went down. Even law enforcement officials have told me that and told other champions of the legislation that they sometimes feel outgunned by assault weapons and high capacity magazines. Why don't you start carrying them? Biden said. He added, "We got that done when I was a U.S. Senator. It wasn't easy going up against the gun lobby, but it saved lives." See, this is what they wanted. They want to disarm the people and have the people carrying around handguns. Then they will start to move with their new world order, which they're already moving anyways. But this is the plan, man. And I've been saying this ever since Biden has gotten office. You have been seeing an increase in mass shootings. Am I the only one that's seen this, bro? when Trump was in office, you did not see that many shootings, man. You only saw a couple, maybe here or there, and then some major ones, but that was it. You never really seen mass shootings like you seen before. Okay, it was only ever since Biden got in office that they started blowing mass shootings out of proportions. You know, shit is crazy. It's like before Biden came, there were no mass shootings. They all just stopped and disappeared. And I said through the spirit, I said, how come there's no shootings going on? I said that through the spirit. When Trump was in office, I said to myself, how come there are no shootings going on? And here I see Biden got in office, and a few days later or a few months later, there's already mass shootings happening. So it's pretty interesting. Biden nominates gun control advocate David Chipman to head the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. I didn't know that there was such organization as that. Chipman currently serves as an advisor for the advocacy group formed by former Republican Giffords. I think it's Representative, not Republican, Slovakia. Representative Giffords, Arizona, who survived the 2011 mass shooting while serving in Congress. Biden calls for a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Yeah, we know. Biden on Thursday outlined 6 actions the administration will take to tackle gun violence prevention, including action on ghost guns and red flag laws. So I'll do a not a separate, but I'll do a not another video. I will talk about ghost guns later on in this video, but for now, I want to get the main part of the subject. Folks, this is just the start. We got a lot of work to do. He also called on Congress to pass 2 bills. The House passed last month. One would strengthen background checks, and the other one will close the so-called Charleston loophole by extending the time uh, federal investigators have to conduct background checks. Extending the time, that's only going to affect the civilians, the law-abiding individual. It's not going to affect criminals. They see the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that banning guns and increasing background checks is not going to do anything to stop violence, man. People will always find if you get rid of all the guns in the countries, people will start using knives and machetes. Okay, that's just how it is. Okay, that's how it is. People start using machetes and knives. In fact, in the UK, over there in the UK, instead of guns that they're using to attack people, they're doing all these killing sprees. They're using knives, man. A lot of terrorist attacks, people or terrorists are using knives to carry out their attacks. So, what does that say about the whole gun ban situation in Australia? Not Australia, but in the United Kingdom, people will always find a way. Uh, you know, well, let me not say people. Criminals will always find a way to inflict violence or to do bodily harm. You don't need a gun to inflict bodily harm. A lot of people they like to put the blame on guns because it's easier. It's an easier solution. Both bills and legislation to ban weapons and high capacity rounds magazines will need 60 votes to make it through the Senate, meaning 10 Republicans will have to cross the aisle to overcome a legislative filibuster. The president calls on Thursday echoed these following the shooting in Boulder. Oh yeah, it was in Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, that was a fake ass shooting. That was a fake shooting. And if you want to see the video where I exposed it, just let me know in the comment section. I'll upload it on what's that place called? Uh, what's that place called? I can't really think about it, but on this alternative media website, The president calls on Thursday echoed these following the shooting in Boulder, Colorado last month, after which Biden said Congress should ban weapons and high capacity magazines. So they're just going to repeat the same thing. We can ban weapons? Yeah. We don't really care. Let me see if this article says anything different. Yeah, my shit's lagging now. Enough prayers, time for some action. He's basically calling for gun control. President Joe Biden on Thursday unveiled actions aiming at curbing gun violence, calling it an epidemic that has to stop. Biden announced 6 steps, including tighter rules on buyers of home assembled ghost guns, which basically, I'll get to that later in the video, what ghost guns are, directing the Justice Department to draft policy on arm braces that steady pistols model red flag. Speaking in the White House Rose Garden, Biden also nominated gun control advocate David Chipman. Yeah, we already heard about that. This is an epidemic, for God's sake, Biden said, and it has to stop. Yeah. He's doing what the elites told him to do, playing his role. Tighter gun control is up for debate in Washington after Atlanta unbolded mass shootings. Some states are going in the other direction. The president last month called on Congress to act on gun control measures in the wake of 2 staged deadly mass shootings, and said it should not be a partisan issue. He called on the Senate to pass 2 House bills that will close loopholes in background checks and pressed for banning rifles and high-capacity magazines. And it's only going to hurt the average Americans. It's not going to hurt the elites at all. So, I'm going to go ahead and read you a few scriptures. This is Psalms, if I can get it. This is Psalms 36 and 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the transgression of the wicked saith of him my heart, that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. Yeah, because the wicked, as it says in Job, 9:24, the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. They're roughly paraphrasing the Esau, Edom, and his descendants, they are the representatives, the ambassadors of Satan on earth. They represent wickedness in the left-hand side, while the Israelites, unfortunately, not the 2/3, because they're devils themselves. You could call them Israelite demons. The elect, the hopeful elect, we represent righteousness on the right-hand side. The whole nation of Israel was supposed to be ambassadors of righteousness, but according to the movie, as it says in Romans, 8:20, the creature is subject unto vanity, roughly paraphrases, so he can hope in his maker. I know I butchered the scripture, but I know, the Lord knows what I'm saying in my heart. So basically, these Edomites, they have no fear of the Most High. You can see that in their laws. They transgress the laws of the Most High daily, and you have a lot of dumb Edomite Christians that think that the Most High will spare America because they're gonna pray and pray 5 times a day, thinking that the Lord's gonna hear their prayers. No, man. The Lord abhorreth the prayers of the wicked. The Lord will not spare America, no matter how many times you pray. Okay, this country was never a righteous country. Okay, they don't have what they call a land Sabbath. Let the land rest. No farming, no nothing, no planting, anything. They don't let the earth rest, or not the earth, but they don't let America rest, okay? And we're going to have those in the kingdom, that land Sabbath. It's going to be beautiful because the earth is going to replenish its minerals and nutrients and oil and everything, and resources. Unlike Esau, who's steadily pumping the earth, removing that oil, which lubricates the tectonic plates, making all these earthquakes happening, which, it's always the Most High, because the Most High is in control, and he controls the thoughts of men and the actions of men. But it still falls on Esau Edom, and the blame goes to him for being the devil he is, For he flattered himself in his own eyes. Yeah, they flattered themselves in a good light, Ever since the Spanish Inquisition, which Cristobal Colon, using the money by those wicked Israelites, those Jews that were living in Spain, using the money and the resources that he got from them, which a lot of people don't know, but Ferdinand and Isabella, they were actually Jakes that were in Spain, but there was a lot of things that happened during that Spanish Inquisition, okay? Number one, Spain actually, the king of Spain and the queen of Spain, those Israelites back then, they never intended for what Cristobal Colon was about to do. There was a whole totally different thing. Like I always tell a lot of people, you have to go into the research, which is for another video, it's for another topic. I'll go ahead and do a whole separate lesson on that, and I'll have to really dive in. But if it's up to the Lord, let the Lord's will be done. But I do want to talk about that because a lot of people they got mixed up. They think those people, King Ferdinand and what's her name, Queen Isabella, were Edomites. They weren't Edomites, man. They were mulattoes, light skinned jakes. But there was a lot of deception going on. And the king and queen of Spain actually told Cristobal Colon to stop what he was doing a few years after he started raping, robbing, and pillaging those northern kingdom, because they never attended for the brutality that took place during those that age, that period. Okay, just a little quick history that I'm going to give out. The words of his mouth. Actually, Salakia, I skipped over a verse. For he flattered himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He has left off to be wise and to do good. Yeah, and you see here, these are words of iniquity and deceit. These Edomites, especially Biden, the devil he is, which I believe he's Satan in the flesh as well. That dude's a devil. Okay, he's coming on nice, acting like the angel of light, but inside him he's a wicked person. And you can see that in the spirit that he's trying his best not to be racist because he knows what he wants to say, but he's following the script that was given by the elites. Okay, telling that it's gonna be for your safety. We're gonna take away your guns and leave you defenseless. So when the troops come in, they will slaughter all you Americans. And those Democrats are gonna be looking fucking stupid because they're gonna be the main ones running to the police, which the police not gonna be there anyway. They're gonna be the main ones running to the military and to these UN troops, and they have their asses taken down to those those detention centers. They're gonna be the main ones taken down to those centers because they're so fucking stupid. Like the Lord created some dumbass people. I will say that, man. A lot of people are really dumb, especially you Democrats, man. You truly believe that the government is there to help you. That shit is crazy, man. Yeah, that shit is crazy. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He has left off to be wise and to do good. He just divisive mischief upon his bed. He said of himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil, means he hate not evil. Okay? There's a scripture that says uh they can't go to bed. They can't go to sleep without doing wickedness, roughly paraphrasing. So that's pretty much it in Psalms chapter 36. I'm gonna go ahead and get Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah, and this is the power of the elites. This is the interest of the elites, okay? This is what they want to do. They want to take away your guns, your protection. They want to take away any means that the American civilians have to protect themselves just to leave you out for the slaughter, man. We see, I see the trap. Okay, I see the trap from a distance. And a lot of people are going to fall for that trap. Okay? Unless you got the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua upon you, a lot of you will fall for that trap. This is also going to be a result of what President Biden is doing because as he's doing this, he's stirring up tensions and strife in America. For there shall be sedition. This second Esdras 15:16. For there shall be a sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right. Because a lot of people will rise up, especially these pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment people. They will rise up. Look, man. I met a lot of people. I talked to a lot of people. I know a lot of people. They would rather die, be beheaded than let you take them guns away. They would rather die. Their whole family, okay? It's either their family dies or their gun stays. They don't care, okay? Biden is and these elites, they're very foolish if they think they're gonna take all these Americans' guns away, because a lot of people, and I've been saying this from the beginning, I believe this through the spirit, this is going to be the cause of that civil war. When these governments and these elites start moving on those guns and actually start going house to house, a lot of people will start fighting, man. There's an old saying: if you back the rat into a corner for too long, he's gonna start fighting, man. And these Americans, they're like rats being backed into a corner. You can see it through the lockdowns and the legislations that are coming out. A lot of people are being backed into the corner financially, socially, spiritually. Okay, because a lot of these people's spirits, they're down. If you go outside and you see the look on the regular people's faces, man. Beginning of the pandemic, middle of the pandemic, a lot of people are in a low state. Even if you go on Instagram, all these social media hoes, celebrities or whatnot, and these girls, man, Instagram models, especially in these places that have a lot of lockdowns taking place, they're always talking about, I can't wait for things to open back up. I can't wait for things to get better. I'm so tired of staying inside the house. I want to go ahead and meet some new people. I'm getting depressed, so on and so forth. A lot of people, they're starting to have woes in their spirit because they see that this lockdown is taking a hold of their mentality, their mental. It's breaking people apart, and suicides have went up by a good 400%, man. I could be off by 100%, could be 300, could be 200, but suicides are up. And a lot of people are killing themselves because, hey, they see their future that they had, that career, that diploma that they earned in university, it's all worthless if they don't have the time to go out and do what they need to do. Okay? I just said a whole mouthful there, but it is okay. It is what it is. Oh man. That's one of the beauty things about this lesson. Doing lessons like this, you say some things that you would never thought you would say. So it looks like I'm on good time, 27 minutes. Real quick, I don't know if I want to play that video. I'll probably play that later, but real quick, I just want to play this video real quick about what Biden's saying. Then I'm going to go ahead and close this one out, and then I'm going to go ahead and play that other video about what a ghost gun is. So, a lot of people will know the term ghost gun. Very interesting.
This mass shooting. I've been briefed this morning by the Attorney General of the United States, the Director of the FBI. I've spoken with the governor, and I'll be speaking with the mayor on the aircraft. We're working very closely with the state and local law enforcement officials, and they're going to keep me updated as they learn more. You're going to ask me to speculate. Understandably, you'd ask me to speculate about what happened, why it happened, and I'm not going to do that now because we don't have all the information, not until I have all the facts. But I do know this. As president, I'm going to use all the resources at my disposal to keep the American people safe. As I said, at this moment, a great deal remains unknown, but three things are certain. First, 10 lives have been lost, and more families have been shattered by gun violence in the state of Colorado. And Jill and I are devastated. And the feeling, I just can't imagine how the families are feeling, the victims whose futures were stolen from them, from their families, from their loved ones, who now have to struggle to go on and try to make.
So as you can see, that's pretty much it. The dude talks way too slow for me to play the rest of the video. I'm gonna go ahead and read you a quick intercept about what ghost guns are. So basically, Biden wants to confiscate ghost guns, you know? Biden wants to confiscate ghost guns from the American people, okay? As you can see, ghost guns seized by Chicago police steadily rising as Biden administration plans to target them. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip, and then I'm going to get back to the scriptures.
Tackling gun violence in the wake of several recent mass shootings, President Joe Biden announced several executive actions today.
One of the issues he hopes to address is ghost guns. WGN's Brona Tumulty's joining us now with more on that. Brona.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, the term ghost guns may or may not be something folks at home are familiar with, but they're essentially guns that are sold in kits or parts and assembled at home. They have no serial numbers and there's no background checks, meaning anyone can get one.
Gun violence in this country is an epidemic, and it's an international embarrassment.
President Joe Biden speaking in the Rose Garden today, outlining his immediate plans to tackle gun violence in America.
Every day in this country, 316 people are shot every single day. 106 of them die every day.
The six-point agenda includes a goal of regulating the sale of what's known as ghost guns.
Stop sending all these guns to these low-income areas where Jake is using these illegal guns to shoot people, you know? These fucking devils, they can solve all this so-called gun violence, but as you know, what's it called? Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise of iniquity upon their beds. In the morning they practice it, roughly paraphrasing. When the morning they work evil upon their beds, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right. These devils, they can end all these gun violence and whatnot, but they don't want to do it because it's not in their interest, you know? And this video is for a different time. I don't even think I'll get to it, but we'll see, you know?
Guns. They're sold in kits or parts and then assembled at home. Anyone can get their hands on one and there's no serial number involved, meaning the guns, once built, can be very difficult to track.
There are so many people in our country that don't need to have a weapon.
We caught up earlier with Eddie Bocanegra, Senior Director of the Heartland Alliance. His job focuses a lot on trying to reduce gun violence in our city.
I am actually at a local airport here in D.C., getting ready to head back to Chicago.
He was at the White House today listening to Biden's announcement and tells us ghost guns aren't necessarily the biggest problem here, at least not yet.
Our biggest issue in Chicago is not the ghost guns, but here we have an opportunity to try to get ahead of what that could mean for our city.
And the numbers have already been growing. In 2016, more than 8,200 firearms were recovered by Chicago police. Just 2 of those were so-called ghost guns. Last year, that number was up to 139 out of more than 11,000 guns retrieved. And between January 1st of this year and March 31st, CPD has already taken possession of almost 2,000 firearms, 37 of them classed as ghost guns.
It is just a matter of time before those numbers start increasing, before people catch on how to purchase them and how to build them.
Now, coming up on WGN News tonight, we'll be speaking with the survivor of a mass shooting in which a ghost gun was used. Hear what she has to say about Biden's plan. Other actions announced today by the president.
Yeah, we don't really care. So, I'm going to go ahead and search up the definition of a ghost gun. Ghost gun definition. Basically, a ghost gun is a term for a homemade or improvised firearm that lacks commercial or serial numbers. The term is used mostly in the States by gun control advocates, gun rights advocates, law enforcement, and some in the firearm industry. A ghost gun is basically a custom weapon that you can just buy the parts, you can buy the barrel, You can buy the lower guard, you can buy the trigger and put them together, and the magazine, the clip, and put that together and make your own gun. You know, a custom gun. Some people will have built-in rails that you can put sights on, and some will attach a flashlight to their gun. So these are just custom guns. You know. Okay. I guess that's the thing that these elites want to go after now is ghost guns and custom weapons. But the thing is, a lot of these custom weapons, when people build them, they go and register that weapon. So there's really, it doesn't make any sense what they're saying. The only people that are getting these parts are the ones that have not registered their weapons. Okay, so that means, again, it goes back to having illegal guns in the country. Legal weapons are not the problem, but illegal weapons are, you know? But, you know, most of the people in America, they're not going to see it as that, you know? They see a shooting and their emotions go up. Here it is, an article about what a ghost gun is. What are ghost guns and why are they so dangerous? Updated April 7th, 2021. Ghost guns secured by the D.C. Metropolitan Police were put on display during the February 28th press conference held by D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, okay? Announced a new legislation to ban the import of kits and parts used to make untraceable guns showing up on the street of D.C. Wow. So basically, man, D.C. is a finished place, man. You know? D.C. is a finished area, okay? Look, the last place you want to be is in D.C. And I'll tell you that right now, okay? Because till this day, in the south side of D.C., there are still mass shootings going on at an alarming rate. You know, in the hood and drive-bys and whatnot. All these senseless killings. But these civilians, the average person, the average Joe, cannot protect themselves, you know? And if they do, they're going to be the ones to go to jail, you know? That's what the scripture says, woe to them that call evil good and good evil, roughly paraphrasing, you know? These devils have systematically made it for you to be oppressed in this country, man, you know? On a late afternoon in August 2019, California Highway Patrol Officer Andre Moy, Jr., 34, pulled over a pickup truck on the freeway for driving illegally in the carpool lane. The driver, a 49-year-old felon named Aaron Luther, had an expired license and no registration. Moy decided to impound the vehicle and was filling out the paperwork when Luther grabbed a military-style semi-automatic rifle from his truck and began firing at him. Officer Moy was fatally wounded when other CHP officers arrived at the scene. Luther fired at least 100 more rounds at them before he was shot by police and killed, according to an account in the Riverside Press Enterprise. Luther, who had served 10 years in prison for attempted second-degree murder and other offenses, could not have purchased a firearm legally. But that restriction didn't stop him from obtaining one. Yeah, because there's such thing called illegal guns and illegal parts, you know? Once you have illegal weapons in the country, there's nothing you can do to stop gun violence. I keep saying this, you know? Okay, illegal weapons being trafficked through the country from the south and the north border. It's very easy to get a weapon nowadays. A lot of people don't understand how easy it is to get a weapon. Okay? As law enforcement sources told CNN and NBC News, Luther's rifle was a ghost gun. Such weapons are assembled by individuals from parts or kits or that include one unfinished piece. Typically, the frame or receiver that requires the purchaser to do some drilling to make the gun fully functional. Okay? Because of a loophole in federal gun regulations, these do-it-yourself weapons don't need to have serial numbers. A kit or individual pieces can be sold without the background check that someone who purchases a gun from a federal licensed dealer would have to undergo. Ghost guns in the hands of criminals are a growing problem for law enforcement. In California, for example, 30% of guns recovered by law enforcement agencies and investigations now lack serial numbers, as the Trace has reported. It's easy to find both individual parts for guns and complete kits for sale on the internet that provide everything needed for assembly. And this guy served 25 years. So basically, I already know about this guy. Building a gun in your home has always been lawful, but it wasn't a big issue because being a gunsmith requires some serious skills and equipment. The people who did it were mostly hobbyists who had a lot of time on their hands. Such homemade weapons seldom showed up in crimes, he says. But now, according to Chipman, it's easy for just about anybody to build an untraceable firearm. This is literally happening every day. It is becoming a routine for criminals and gun traffickers. They used to have to use straw purchases and then obliterate the serial number or alter. Now, smart traffickers would just build the guns. Yeah. February 2020, for example, a North Carolina man was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Well, for simultaneously trafficking in guns, methamphetamine, and cocaine. Five of the 7 weapons that he was transporting from the state to Virginia were ghost guns, according to the U.S. Department of Justice press release. In addition to street criminals, Chipman says that domestic abusers, terrorists, and extremist groups also could take advantage of the ghost gun loophole. People who can't own or can't go to a store and pass a background check, or people want to amass guns and not have the government know about it. And as you can see here, this is like the frame, not the frame, but I forgot what it's called, but what goes inside the frame, basically, you know. The frame covers the top part, but this is what goes inside the frame. That's pretty much interesting. Oh yeah, so this is a frame. I was wrong. Okay, that is the frame, and then the outside part is like you got the top part, which you put the upper body on, you know, and you connect it there, and you do some drilling, and there you go, you got a firearm. Though it's easy enough. Actually, I'm going to read here. She cites the example of the AR-15 type rifle receiver blank depicted on the ATF website. In that example, if the receiver blank has a solid unmachined cavity area with no holes or dimples for the selector, trigger, or hammer pins, it does not meet the CGA definition of a firearm. She explains, however, where the fire control cavity area of the receiver blank is partially machined or has holes or dimples for the selector, trigger, or hammer pins, then the receiver blank has reached a stage of manufacture to be classified as an AR-15 type frame or receiver. Though it's easy enough to produce parts that fit through the legal loophole, according to the ATF website, some companies sell supposedly blank receivers or frames that are finished to the point that they qualify as regulated firearms. Depending on the circumstances, ATF may open a criminal investigation or take other enforcement action when it becomes aware that a person is engaged in the business of dealing in firearms without a license or to out-of-state residents, to include the unlicensed sale of firearm frames or receivers over the internet. It didn't used to be that arcane. The Gun Control Act of 1968 passed in the wake of assassinations of U.S. Senate Robert F. Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that nigga, which those were setups anyway, if you guys know. Mandated that firearms be killed, not be killed, but firearms be marked with serial numbers on the frames or receivers to make them traceable by law enforcement agencies. But the law didn't require the rest of the gun parts to be marked as well. So I'm not going to read the rest of this article, man. It's heavily long. I get the gist of what's going on. Right now, they just want to, you know, trace all these gun parts that are being used to make these ghost guns, you know? It was, like what I said, it's gonna cause a lot of uprising against the government, man. Because with this action that these elites are taking, you know, it's basically gonna be Satan against Satan, kingdom against kingdom. This whole structure, this house is about to be divided, man. America is divided more than ever, you know? It's gonna cause a lot of tension between the people, especially the patriots, and the government, you know? But I'm going to close it out with a few more scriptures. First, I want to get 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon the woman with child, and they shall not escape. And the reason why I'm bringing out this precept is because I brought it out earlier, but my mic was muted, unfortunately, you know. That happens sometimes. But basically, when Biden was doing his speech, he was talking about peace and, you know, we need to ban guns so there can be less mass shootings. Okay. Watch them go ahead and ban guns and collect all those guns, and then a few weeks or months pass, and then destruction just comes, man. You see the troops, the military tanks on the streets, martial law declared. It's going to be all hell breaking loose, man. That's what the scripture says in Job 20:23. When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating, okay? So when the elites are about to be in the fulfillment of their sufficiency, of their plans, of their new world order, the Most High is gonna rain, you know, that unsurprised visit, that party crasher. You know, the Lord is gonna be the ultimate party crasher. Oh man, I'm not gonna read this precept because you know I already drilled the point home. This is Sirach 27 and 27. I'm gonna close it out on this. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. And that backs up Job 28 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. You know, these elites are moving on these guns, man, and you're gonna start seeing that more and more. You know, I remember back in 2016 or 2013, from 2010 all the way to 2017, there was a heavy push for gun control, man. You see the news talking about it. There was a heavy push, man. You know, and it seems like they're back on their agenda. They really, really want to get rid of guns. So the elites, it will make it easier for the government to move on these people during martial law, you know? But anyways, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to give all praises, honors, and glories due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth. You know, this is not my best lesson. I had a lot of mistakes. You know, I had a lot of mistakes in this lesson. But Lord's will, you guys got the, you know, the main point. You guys were edified. Hopefully it wasn't, you know, a no-nonsense video. Bear with me. I'm not the best or most eloquent speaker out there, you know. I talk with a lisp. I have a speaking impediment, you know. Basically a speaking impediment. I can't really speak right, but, you know, hopefully this lesson was edifying to whoever you guys out there are. Do you hopeful elect? And Lord's will, tomorrow or the day after, another video shall be put up. But anyway, shalom.